of rooms, and each Prime Minister gets to pick a room to make their own room. And this Prime Minister decided to use the Thatcher room for this interview, but I believe he actually operates out of an open plan office. He's a real 21st century Prime Minister, sitting with his staff.
Well, fascinating. No wonder there's so
much.
many leaks if he has an open plan office. But Somalia has been without an effective central government since President Syed Barre was overthrown in 1991. And with years of fighting between rival warlords and an inability to deal with famine and disease, around 1 million people are thought to have died. My next guest was recently appointed as the Minister of the Treasury. Welcome to Abdirahman Omar Osman. Abdirahman Omar Osman, you're the Minister of Treasury for Somalia, one of the most influential politicians in the country. Just recently, American Special Forces carried out an operation in Somalia. It was a targeted assassination. They wiped out an Al-Qaeda suspect. Did the government know about this? Is it something that the government approved of? No trial, no jury, no hearing, no pleas?
The man that they assassinated or they killed is Salah Ali Salah Nabhan, who's been well known to the international community. He's been wanted for other terrorist activities. He's been hiding in Somalia. For us, a government, we are not a strong government who is controlling the country. So therefore, any help from that end, anyone who is foreign fighters, who is hiding in our country, we will not tolerate it. So therefore, I think this was in agreement with us to combat those.
So you knew that the Americans were going to come in and take out this man?
Well, I wouldn't comment this on the television specific details, but nevertheless, all I can say to you is the government were aware of the, and we gave the go-ahead for the Americans to do it. Nevertheless, we ask them, Americans, to be very vigilant and not to cause any civilian casualties, and we will not tolerate that. So therefore, this was a prime example which was very successful, very targeted, and we continue to be working with the Americans on these issues. Nevertheless, we want Islamic states to understand our cause, to come to us, to help our institution to build, and that's the only way to be combating foreign fighters within our country.
But surely it is best to go through a judicial system rather than try a man by gun.
Well, I can understand your point. Nevertheless, as I said to you, our government is not functioning properly. We're not controlling the whole country. Therefore, we do not have any powers for us to bring them to justice. And this is one of the reasons that we are cooperating with the international community and to see, because the effect of that man, he's been there for God knows how long. He's been recruiting for young people, and instead of teaching the Islamic the religion as it is, peaceful means, and they were teaching with violence and extremism and fighting, and those things will have an effect in the long term. So I think for this man's assassination will help greatly for young people in Somalia and to understand the coexistence and how Islam is a peaceful religion.
But doesn't it create a dangerous precedent, allowing troops from another country and assassinate somebody who is a thorn in the side of the government?
Well, as I said, if we were a strong government who is functioning properly, I can assure you we would have brought to justice, we would have done everything according to the rule of law within the country. We want not only Americans, we want an international community, in particular Islamic states, to understand the issue of Somalia, to come to us for help, because Somalia is not on the agenda the same way as Afghanistan or Iraq. Nevertheless, the threat is, if it's not more, similar to those. So we want the British government, the UK, as well as Islamic states, to come to us, to help us to build our institution, to look our future, and that way we can take part of the international arena. And Somalia has been a state before 90s, and we were a strong government. We were helping Islamic states and other Africans to liberate from the colonialism. So we done our bit in the historic behind. But nevertheless, now is the time.